Hey everyone, this is Brian from ActiveMelody.com. In the last several lessons we've taken a look at how to play lead guitar, blues lead guitar in particular. But over the next several lessons we're going to be taking a look at how to play interesting rhythm guitar for blues and rock on electric guitar. Somebody pointed out to me that there's just not that much good rhythm guitar material out there online, and I could verify that after doing a quick search. So be sure to go to ActiveMelody.com to download the jam track for this lesson and the tablature if you need it. Otherwise, let's get started. Before we get started, I'm just going to play through a little bit of this rhythm by myself without the jam track, and I want you to watch my right hand and watch the strum pattern that I'm repeating over and over again in particular. So what I'm doing there is I'm creating a rhythm that looks like this. Over and over again. Now, I recommend you practice before you even start worrying about the left hand and what's going on with that. Most people always make that mistake. People try to always learn what's going on with the left hand, and that's important, but sometimes it's more important to get the right hand down, and in a rhythm like this, the right hand is what's going to make this thing. That's what people are going to stomp their feet to. So, so what I'm doing is, and I recommend you practicing it this way, kind of mute the strings just by resting your fingers on them so they don't make any noise, and practice getting a rhythm like that. Now what I'm doing in that rhythm is I'm on one downstroke, I'm brushing across the middle 4 strings or so. Now I'm not playing on this bottom E string or the 6th string. I'm starting it on the 5th string or the A string, and I'm just raking down once, then I'm coming back and I'm hitting just that A string. So it's all the strings, then it's just the A string. And both of those are downstrokes, so it's downstroke, 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 downstroke. And so that's what I would practice if I were you in the beginning, is just doing a downstroke, 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 just to get that down. And it'll be slow in the beginning, but over time you'll be able to pick it up a little bit till it's about this tempo. Okay, so we'll get back to the right hand, but now let's take a look at what the left hand is doing. So the first thing to point out is I'm playing an A chord here. First chord that I'm playing. And the way that I do it is I just bar the 2nd fret, I bar the first 4 strings, and I play the middle 4 strings when I strum it with my right hand. So I'm not playing the bottom E and I'm not playing the high E, I'm just playing the middle ones. That's one way to make an A. Some people make an A by cramming 3 fingers in. That allows you to let the high E string ring out, but it's not very versatile for doing these kinds of rhythms. So I recommend when you're playing rhythm, especially rock and roll or blues, you probably want to bar your A's like that. So what I'm doing is when I'm barring that, I'm playing this little rhythm. And by the way, the strings that I'm playing, I'm actually not playing all 4. I'm just really playing those 3, which is the A string, the D string, and the G string. So I'm playing this. That's the first thing I do. And what I'm doing there is we'll get to the right hand, but with the left hand, barring the 2nd fret, and I'm coming up to the 4th fret, 4th string, pushing down just that one string, releasing it. So and you've heard that rhythm. You could just keep doing that. So that's what's going on with the left hand. Now, with the right hand, I'm actually, even though I've got that rhythm going that I showed you, I'm doing one other thing in conjunction with that, and that's I'm muting with my right hand. So I'm letting this part of my hand kind of rest on the strings back here to give it that sound. If you don't, it sounds like this. So it rings out too much, and by just resting your hand, you know, kind of towards the bridge back here, it gives you a much chunkier sound. Now you may want to practice that. You can't go too far this way, you can't go too far towards the neck or it'll completely mute the strings, but you got to pull it back until they're just, you know, like I said, it's just right there by the bridge. Okay? So that's what I'm doing with the right hand, and so the left hand, after I play this, I go play those two notes. And what I'm doing there is I'm playing the 3rd fret 5th string with my middle finger. Then I'm playing the 4th fret 5th string with my ring finger, or the A string. So those two notes. So it's all right. So with this D part, again, I'm just playing the D string and the G string in the middle, just those two. And I'm barring here the 2nd fret, the top 3 strings. Even though I'm just playing those, you know, I'm just using one of those. I'm actually just, technically I would just have to play the 2nd fret 3rd string, but it's just easier to bar those since you're already barring them for the A. But anyway, so I come up here, I push down on the 3rd string 4th fret with my pinky to create that note. Then I come up and stretch to the 5th fret, do a slide down, back to the 4th, back to the 2nd fret, and then down to the 4th fret on the 4th string. So here's what the right hand's doing. Notice I do an upstroke there on that note. So I go right there. So it's down, 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 up, down. Then all that's left is to play the E part, and we transition right out of the D, so we go. And to do that, we come down and play the 4th string on the 2nd fret there. So we go. And then we hit the bottom E, so it's an octave there. So you're playing this high E, and then you're playing the low E. And when you hit that, that gives you just enough time to free up your hand to go right into the position of the E chord. And for that, what I'm doing is, once I'm in position, I'm hitting the bottom string, doing it with a downstroke, and then hitting the top 2 or 3 strings with an upstroke. So it's down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. Notice I'm kind of palm muting those. It's kind of a very ZZ Top thing to do. That may have been where I got that from, I don't know. All right, so then there's just this little tag at the end that goes. And what I'm doing there for that is I'm just playing the middle G string and the B string open. Then I hammer on to the 1st fret G string for that note, which in essence is making the G chord, if you think about it. Then I take my middle finger and go ahead and bar that 2nd fret. I'm making the A chord. Now, obviously, I'm not making it the way that we learned it before because my pointer finger is occupied. So I have to use my middle finger. Then I come back, do that little hammer on again, and then I close it with this upstroke of those top 2 strings. So slowly, it sounds like this. And you may just want to practice doing that over and over again. Because that is something you use all the time when you're playing rock rhythms.